I have a new segment.
Oh, hello.
Has it started?
No.
We're halfway through.
I have a new segment. We like to cover up on a lot of international news on this podcast. We've got Cho-Cho-Cho Changes, our very tasteful take on the Oriental world. We also have...
a bit of an oxymoron there in your description, but yeah. Tastefully Oriental.
We also have Board Potter Jewish, which is again our very deft touch.
It's not Bored Potter, it's Scared Potter Jewish. Bored Potter. God, that was a Freudian slip.
And I'd like to submit a new one, guys.
Mm.
This one's called USS Are You Serious?
Okay.
And this is all the news from the crazy, freaky world of Russia.
Yeah. Or the former Soviet Union.
Soviet Union. And when I say all the news, that's not true. There's definitely some other stuff happening with Russia that we're not going to tackle on the podcast. But this is some news from Russia, definitely.
Okay.
Well, it's an ongoing segment. We can't cover it all off in the first week.
Yes, exactly.
It's a big country. Long history.
Well, basically, in short, Vladimir Putin is pretty upset that the Western world has cancelled him and Russia. His words exactly. He actually said they're now engaging in cancel culture, even removing Tchaikovsky, Shaka
Khan.
Yeah,
one
Shaka
of the other
Khan.
They got Shaka.
Just because of his, war on the Ukraine. And he's pretty upset about it.
I love that. It's funny that, you see these words kind of enter the parlance. I think we've discussed this in the past, words like cancelled or, platforming. You start seeing that begins as kind of I guess on the left, sort of in academic circles, they start using terms like platforming and deplatforming and stuff like that. And then they get moved into the mainstream. But it still is quite jarring to see Vladimir Putin, who seems quite removed from the kind of...
Doesn't seem like he's very online.
Exactly right. It doesn't seem, extremely online like the rest of us.
I can't imagine Putin being like sitting in his lair, like scrolling through Twitter, being like, "Oh my god, I can't believe Egg Boy's been milkshake ducked." Like, can you believe this? Like getting his henchmen together around his computer. I just kind of feel like he's above that. He's got more serious concerns, but he's really worried about being cancelled.
Memes.
Yeah. Or just even public opinion in general doesn't seem to be like one of his main concerns, to be honest.
Care about it at all.
Right.
Now, Reardon, when you say Tchaikovsky's been cancelled, I don't understand what that means, because my understanding was he died probably more than 100 years ago.
I don't know
what does that mean?
I don't have the answers for you.
Is this the bloody woke mob at Spotify again?
Well, that's what he's complaining about. He's saying that
is crazy if true.
Anyway, so specifically the bit about JK Rowling, he was complaining that after Russia invaded the Ukraine, that he's been cancelled and Russia's been cancelled and Russian culture's been cancelled in the same way as JK Rowling. He said, recently they cancelled the children's writer Joanne Rowling because she, the author of books that have sold hundreds of millions of copies worldwide, fell out of favour with fans of so-called gender freedoms.
Well, she's a TERF, as we spoke about. It is mental, isn't it, that he would invoke... JK Rowling as if it's at all the same. like he's, I mean, whatever you feel like, he feels aggrieved by the fact that whatever. I mean, I don't know anything about this other than Tchaikovsky, which you keep bringing up. So let's roll with Tchaikovsky. He's upset with the fact that Tchaikovsky's apparently been deplatformed or isn't being. I don't even know what that means. Because of his, as you said, invasion of sovereign nation of Ukraine. But that does seem quite distinct from what JK did. I mean, JK, it's not like her books went out of publication or anything like that. It's just a few people on Twitter got mad at her. Is he upset that people got mad at him on Twitter?
He's upset that people got mad with him and JK Rowling on Twitter.
What would you do if you were JK Rowling and like, let's say... it wasn't JK. Let's say it was Reed and Lee. So Vladimir Putin, he's copying a lot of criticism online, but he says, well, what about the time Reed and Lee got in trouble at work? And then you have to, what do you say to that? Like, how in the fuck do you respond?
Yeah,
he's decided that you are one and the same.
Yeah, I would roll with it. I mean, I'm losing allies by the day, so I'd probably take it where I could get it.
He's a powerful friend.
Good guy to know. Good guy to know when you're in a pickle.
Yeah,
I think I did see that like JK had obviously like, you know, denounced Putin, said we're not actually mates. But it would have been interesting if she had kind of just gone all in and said, yeah, fuck it, I'm with the guy with the nukes. Like, come at me now, trolls. Like, I've got a huge nuclear arsenal. Because Putin would probably, like, help out there if she was like, you could send, like,
send some over?
Yeah, I reckon. I mean, look, I don't know that for a fact.
I don't think she'd get doxed as much. I don't think we'd criticize her quite as much, knowing that there could be nuclear reprisal.
Yes, yeah. It does make you think a bit lesser of Putin, though, doesn't it? Like, you know.
Yeah,
I get it. You know, he had I stood with him through the horrible war and the murder of gay people in his country and the genocide. Rah, 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 rah. But then supporting JK Rowling... Is that a bridge too far for us, especially on this podcast? No longer a friend of the pod.
It's funny to have one clear argument in favor of cancel culture now.
Yes, it's got our first one.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since there's been any justification for that shit. Just one little kind of tangential article. So a few people obviously were writing in about the whole Putin talking about JK. But another article that was sent in by Potiphar Tim. Now, this is actually an article from 19 years ago, but it is relevant to this story. I don't know if you guys remember when this happened, but apparently Russian lawyers say Harry Potter character Dobby is based on Putin. And these Russian lawyers were apparently planning a lawsuit against Warner Brothers over apparent similarities between the elf and the Russian president. That's interesting, isn't it?
Oh my god. Okay, a lot of thoughts going through my mind. Firstly, I kind of get it. I kind of see it.
Yep.
It honestly is pretty true. Like, especially, so this is 19 years ago, before Putin's face got kind of swole, and he had a bit more of a little skinny rat face. Yeah, a bit more gaunt, like
if you type in
like young Dobby
Putin into images, there's a lot of side by sides, and it's quite striking.
I mean, I like, look, all of this kind of anecdotal stuff's great, but I'd love to throw a stat at you.
Give it to me.
BBC's children's website, CBBC, went so far as to post a poll on the matter, and of the 5,500 votes cast, just over 54% of people agreed that Putin and Dobby had probably been separated at birth.
Okay.
So that's...
But see, this complicates things even more because Dobby is not an evil character in the Harry Potter universe. Dobby is one of the good guys. So now I'm thinking...
Yes. He does have a sinister streak, though, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah, he's cheeky. They've got that in common. No doubt about that.
Very cheeky. It does maybe...
I can see how that might have been inspired by Putin.
I distinctly remember Harry Potter mourning the poor elf's death in the last movie, though.
True.
And now it's got me thinking, do I believe JK when she tries to disavow Putin?
Well, that's right.
Yeah, she's clearly all these dog whistles throughout the book towards pro-Putin propaganda through the character of Dobby.
It's
a clear dog
whistles.
You got to stop dob whistling. This is a by the way, this is like not just on like, you know, BuzzFeed or something. This is in The Guardian, this article, which is mental. And the final sentence in this article, just to remind you, this was from 19 years ago, so it came out in 2003. This is the final sentence of the article. Reports that George Bush is unhappy at his resemblance to Gollum in The Two Towers have so far proved difficult to confirm.
Okay.
That's a bit more dog whistle shit from the heroes at The Guardian. So there you go.
Yeah, I don't exactly know what to make of it. I mean, I don't think Dobby's necessarily blacklisted now. I don't know if we have to cancel Dobby. But in my opinion, you are your brother's keeper. And if they were separated at birth, I think it's time for Dobby to come out quite clearly and condemn...
Denounce it.
condemn the invasion of of Ukraine. So
if he doesn't do something really powerful, like putting a yellow and blue flag in his Twitter bio, then I think we really need to cancel Dobby. I mean, if he doesn't do that, then it's almost as if he doesn't care.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, fuck him. At that point, fuck him. You know,
at that point,
giving him
kill
every bloody opportunity.
Yeah.
And that's the end of USS. Are you serious?
I love that segment. That's great. Thoroughly enjoyed USS.
There's a rich vein of hilarious content to come out of Russia. Truly,
definitely
a funny country.